What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Today on the table in front of us is a Twosun knife. This is the TS130 and this is a really interesting knife. Now I'm outside just to enjoy the weather a little bit, so I'm short some of my tools, but I just wanted to share this with you really quickly. This is a traditional, at least it's a slip joint. This thing is super interesting. Now it is a little stiff, as you can see, but man, this is a beautiful knife. It is a slip joint with a pocket clip. Now I have heard people call this thing EDC perfection, and you know what, I'm actually not going to argue. It is lightweight, it is titanium and M390 in the blade steel. The blade is super slicey. They do tend to use thicker steel, as you can see, but it is a nice high flat grind with this beautiful fuller that doubles as a nail nick. It comes down to a really nice fine edge. Now it's not a laser beam, but it is a great work knife. The tip, let's see if we can get that on camera effectively. The tip on this thing is super strong. It's swedged out just a little bit, but it is really robust. I've had this thing in my pocket a fair amount since I got it. I'm using it, excuse me while I wipe that off, using it as both a backup blade and my primary EDC. It's just a ton of fun to have around. It is non-threatening in the office, even though it is not a small knife. By way of example, here is that ZT-0393 that I had out earlier. As you can see, it's only about a ½ inch shorter. This is a full-size knife, just done with sort of traditional modalities. The locking mechanism is super interesting. It is an exposed right here at the back of the blade, and it's got this nice long lock bar that, as you can see, just rotates up, out, and over, and then clicks back down as you close it, and it's got these nice segmented spots. I love that it's exposed. That is sort of unique. The titanium is well done, although I'm pretty sure this is a Cerakote. I've tried to get this black stuff off Twosun knives before and not had a lot of luck. It does say Twosun sort of big across one side here, and that's okay. But what I really like to point out is how few screws there are holding this thing together. As you can see, there is one back here, right here, and then the pivot. That's it. It is very clean. There is some milling, as you can see, on the exterior that helps a little bit with weight. This thing is exceptionally comfortable in hand. The way this blade is designed with this beautiful belly, it slices like crazy, as I've mentioned. It's also really stabby because of that robust tip. So if you were gonna get into a gas station fight, this is not a bad choice. Although because there is no choil down here, nothing to stop your finger, you can roll forward quite a bit, and that edge is very sharp. So you're gonna want to be careful with that. But in a pinch, it would do. The walk and talk on this thing is fantastic. It is just a great knife. I love when Twosun does stuff like this. They stretch themselves. They move out into more interesting fields than they ordinarily would. They really have mastered the D2 and the titanium and the M390 and the 12C27 and the 14C28 flipper. Like, they own that. But every once in a while they produce something different, and they've got a string of these sort of traditionals, these slip joints, and they are super fascinating. They make a version of this in 12C27 that's all gray with holes with a more milled out shaped handle, rounded shaped handle that's a little more milled out. I would love to have that. 12C27 is a fantastic steel for wet and ugly conditions, and there's more than enough knife here to feel good about what you're doing even when things are a little slippery. So if you like traditionals, if you like slip joints, Twosun's got you covered in a way that a lot of companies aren't doing. And again, this one in titanium and M390 running on bearings is astounding. Now, yeah, they're about 80 to 90 bucks, you know, but you'll spend more than that for a lot less materials for other brands easily. You're not going to get M390 and you're not going to get titanium in a knife like this from other brands at this price line. It is just... I love this thing. I really do. Every once in a while a knife pops up in my collection that just makes me kind of grin like a moron. This is one of those knives. It is fun to carry. It is a two-hander, but most slip joints are. But because it's got a pocket clip, it drops in the pocket the same as many of my other knives, but it's just so much more interesting to use and own. Once again, this is the TS130, and look, they're out on eBay. They have an AliExpress store now. Twosun has an AliExpress store. You can get them there for a little more money than you might get them for on eBay. You know, say what you will. People have got their own feelings about Chinese knives. They got their own feelings about eBay purchasing. This is a killer addition to my collection, and I'm going to keep this one. A lot of Twosuns come and go. This one's not going anywhere. Anyway, thank you so much for watching tonight. If you have any questions about this Twosun or any of my knives, feel free to ask down in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. I would love to have you here on a regular basis. Please like this video. And for those of you that are already subscribed, thank you so much. I'll see you next time.